Alright, so here's the video for the topic, the study guide. So Alabama has lunch with two friends. The bill for lunch is $28.33 and they leave a tip of $3.77. So what would each girl pay if they all divided the total bill equally? So we start by adding the two amounts. So we do $28.33 plus $3.77. Well, 3 and 7 is 10, carry 1. 3 and 7 is 10, and 1 is 11, carry 1. 8 and 3 is 11, and 1 is 12, carry 1. 1 and 2 is 3, so it's $32.10. Well, Alabama's 1, and two friends are 2, so 1 plus 2 is 3, so we do that divided by 3. Get back here. So we've got 3 into 32.10. And so this is where I come off to the side and I go, here's my decimal, and 1 times 3 is 3, 2 is 6, 3 is 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, and 27. Well, so if I'm looking at this, I say closest I can get to 3 without going over is 3. So I put a 1 there. I subtract, I bring down my 2. Well, if I use 1, that's going over, so it can't go in. I bring down my 1. Closest I can get to 21 without going over is 21. And so that's a 7. And so bring down my 0. And that's a 0, and so it's $10.70, so 10.7. And so now if I take a look at my next question, it's just asking me to divide. So I take a look at it. Well, I want to make this a whole number, so I multiply by 10. And if I multiply that one by 10, I have to multiply this one by 10. Well, that gives me 51, and so this gives me 178.5. So I'm going to switch the type of pen I'm using so that I can write a little easier. So I've got 51 into 178.5. And so 1 times 51 is 51. And there goes one of the posters. And so 2 times 51, well, 1 and 1 is 2. 5 and 5 is 10. 1 and 2 is 3. 5 and 0 is 5, and so 153. 1 and 3 is 4, 5 and 5 is 10, carry 1, 1 and 1 is 2. And then 1 and 4 is 5. 5 and 0 is 5, so 255. 1 and 5 is 6. 5 and 5 is 10. Carry 1, so 306. And I'll add to it if I need to. Let's go green. Well, so the closest I can get to 178 without going over. So here's my decimal. Is 153. And that goes with 3. So I subtract. 8 minus 3 is 5. 7 minus 5 is 2. Bring down my 5. So 255. Closest I can get is 255. And that went with 5. 0. And so remember, this line means decimal, so 3.5. Okay. So now we go on to our next question. Now, the standard algorithm means long division. It's not going to say long division on your quiz. It's just going to say use the standard algorithm to find the quotient. You have to realize that that means long division. So we've got a whole number divided by a whole number. So we're just going to go and do 58 into 2842. And so, again, I'm going to come off to the side, and I'm going to go 1 times 58 is 58. 2 times 58 is 116. Because 8 and 8 is 16, carry 1. 5 and 5 is 10, and 1 is 16. Well, 8 and 6 is 14, carry 1. 1 and 1 is 2, and 5 is 7. So 174. And then 8 and 4 is 12, carry 1. 1 and 7 is 8, and 5 is 13, carry 1. 1 and 1 is 2. 8 and 2 is 10, carry 1. 1 and 3 is 4, and 5 is 9, so 290. 8 and 0 is 8. 5 and 9 is 14. And so carry 1, so 348. And if I need to, I will add the seventh row. So the closest I can get to 284 without going over is 232. Well, 4 minus 2 is 2. 8 minus 3 is 5. And that went with a 4. So I bring down my 2. Well, clearly I need to keep going because I need to get to 522 at least. So 8 and 8 is 16, carry 1. 1 and 4 is 5, and 5 is 10, carry 1. 1 and 3 is 4. 8 and 6 is 14, carry 1. 1 and 0 is 1, and 5 is 6, so 464. And so 9, 8 and 4 is 12, carry 1. 5 and 6 is 11, and 1 is 12, carry 1. 4 and 1 is 5, so 522. So 522. And that was with a 9. And so our answer is 49. And so there you go. That's your long division. And then our last one. Now, this It didn't let me set it up quite the way I wanted it to, but it's just fill in the blanks. Okay. And so 4 into 1084. Well, 4 goes into 10 2 times. Well, it told us it was 2. So 2 times 4 is 8. And we could also figure that out by 10 minus what is 2? Well, 10 minus 8 is 2. So then it brought down the 8 for 28. And, well, it tells us that we're subtracting 28. So 4 times what is 28? Well, 4 times 7 is 28. 28 minus 28 is 0. So we bring down this 4. And so that 4 goes there. 1 times 4 is this 4. And 4 minus 4 is 0. And we're done. Okay? If you can do this, then you can pass your quiz. Good luck. Take your time.